I know that everybody has this question after the Niners lost and Brock Purdy injured his elbow. Should the 49ers start Brock Purdy over Trey Lance now that the season's over? Because I think everybody pretty much kind of had the same opinion that, you know what, if Brock wins it all, how can you not? But the fact that he lost, there is now that room for questioning it. Mm-hmm. And right now on Mojo, Brock Purdy is $7. He was at $11 before game time. Him getting hurt dropped this price. And now the fact that his future is in flux, it's also dropped this price to $7. And you look at Trey Lance, he's at $18. He's going up. He's up 4% because he might be the starter next year. Should they start Trey Lance or Brock, or maybe bring in Tom Brady?
We were having this conversation a little bit before, Joel, and I know, I'm sorry, you're the 49ers Trey Lance dude. But how I see it is you just had a tremendous amount of success. I always mess up this word whenever on air. Success with Brock Purdy. And, yes, I understand if you're a Niners fan, it hurts. You spent so much capital to move up to acquire that number 3 draft spot and take Trey Lance. But at this point in time, you realize you're successful with Brock Purdy. Is it out of the realm of possibility? Is it crazy for me to sit here and say I want to trade Trey Lance to maximize that value, to maximize the trade value that I can get with Trey Lance for what people think he could potentially be? And understandably so. I mean, he's definitely talented. He has a gifted arm. He has all the traits to be a very good quarterback in this league. But how I see it, if I'm the Niners, is, yes, I did lose. However, I just had the quarterback that we've had the most success with statistically, at least, in Brock Purdy. Do I want to use this guy, a guy that we just drafted this past season, give us another couple more years of not having to pay a quarterback top dollar? Me personally, if I'm the Niners, I see what Brock Purdy did on the field, and I ride with him, and I use the leverage that I have with Trey Lance and potentially get more future assets. You have holes that you need to address on this team, limited ones. Offensive line, I mean, sure, you can always add more weapons, given the fact that Deebo Samuel, let me not say he's injury-prone, but up until this point, yes, he has dealt with injury. I'm a huge fan of Ayuk. Are you going to pay Ayuk, given what the amount of players you already have money dedicated to? I feel personally it makes more sense financially and logically to stick with the guy that we have already had success with and is going to cost us less, and also have a guy that we can gain assets with.
This is tough. This is really tough because I don't think you should be going into next season with Brock Purdy as your QB1. I also don't know if you should be going into next season with Trey Lance as your QB1. And that's when Tom Brady comes up. Because all the rumors these last month or so, I guess really since he got eliminated, has been the Raiders, and that's kind of it for the most part, right? Miami said they're not interested. Doesn't sound like he wants to go back to Tampa Bay. So it's really been the Raiders as the only team kind of linked to Tom Brady if he doesn't retire. But the 49ers are the perfect fit. And as much as I love Trey Lance, and I think Brock Purdy has a future in the NFL of some sort, I don't know if he's going to be a franchise guy ever. You have 46-year-old Tom Brady, who hasn't missed a game in fucking 15 years, right? Since his torn ACL, I really don't think he's missed a single game. And that's been the biggest issue, really, with this 49ers team over the years, has not only been quarterback play, but injuries too, right? Even when Jimmy G has been healthy, this season he was playing well. Last season, specifically in the playoffs, he was not good at all. And then all the injuries that go on top of it. You have Trey Lance now, who obviously only played in, 2 or 3 career NFL games, breaks his ankle, Brock Purdy, UCL injury. So it's all things that, at least for Lance and Brock Purdy, you're not going to label them as injury prone, but you know guys like Jimmy G more or less get injured almost every season, get knocked up. All players do, but when you're forced to miss games, it obviously gets called out more. So I see this as a perfect situation to go out and get Tom Brady. Do it for 1 year. We think Super Bowl windows are forever, but they're really not. This Niners team, they have some pieces, obviously a ton of pieces, but you also have a small window of you got to keep guys healthy, you got to pay guys, and you also have to make sure your quarterback lines up in that time frame too. So you could have Trey Lance sit on the bench for another season, bring in Tom Brady, who's probably your best option for 2023 if you want to win a Super Bowl, and then reevaluate in a year. Maybe Tom Brady retires. It's a 1-year deal. We know money doesn't mean anything for him. He could sign a 1-year, $10 million contract, get an extra $20 million if he wins or makes the Super Bowl or something like that. So I think this is a great opportunity for Tom. He knows he could stay healthy. He's going to be on a loaded offense with a bunch of pieces, a good offensive line, a great play caller. So I think it's a great chance to go out, get Tom Brady, get the GOAT, try to go for the Super Bowl, and then you still have Lance and Purdy in the wings. You're not paying them. You don't have to pay them for multiple years. Let them develop, and don't rush them. There's no reason to go into next season if you have a chance to get Tom Brady and hope that Trey Lance is the guy and he can stay healthy, or hope Brock Purdy can replicate this last 8-9 games of this season. Go out, get the guy you know who's the greatest of all time. I don't think Tom Brady is washed. I don't think he's fallen off. I've seen him throw passes. He hasn't lost velocity. He hasn't lost touch. He's one of one, right? This isn't like a Peyton Manning situation where he has all these surgeries. His arm goes. Didn't mean to throw the stray, but that's how it is. Same thing with Drew Brees. Lost his arm. It's not the case with Tom Brady. He still has everything in his arsenal.
Good news. Rudy Gobert has 10 rebounds at halftime.
Oh.
2-5, baby. We coming.
John, that was the Peyton Manning one was a good one.
John, don't fucking stamp that,
Because 3 and 4, I'm flying. You mentioned Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a good one. I don't know. He's really old.
He's still good. He's still great.
Just
the financials. I understand where you're coming from, no doubt.
yeah.
But why would I put money into the quarterback where I don't think it'd be a 1 year, $10 million? You think that would be the deal?
I think it'd be cheap.
I think Tom Brady would take a minimum. I'll be honest.
He's not with Giselle anymore.
You traded.
He got bread, bro.
You traded 3 first-round picks.
Got so much
I said 3
money.
first. You
Nah,
traded
but
3
if
picks
you're-
for Trey Lance.
You did.
At some point, he has to play. This. I understand.
Jordan Love's going on year 4 sitting.
You didn't trade 3 picks for him.
True, you did trade up for him.
Yeah, and even then, Jordan Love is behind Aaron Rodgers. It's a different case. Trey Lance has been hurt or behind Jimmy G or whatever. I think you should go into this offseason and you have to respect Brock Purdy and what he's done. You make him duke it out in practice. If Trey Lance is as talented as we think he is, he should comfortably win in training camp, and he should be the starter for next season. I don't see why he shouldn't. He has the better arm talent. He's more athletic. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's just the overall better talent. So why shouldn't he comfortably win that matchup in the offseason? I understand Tom Brady because I do agree he's still a good quarterback. But eventually you have to figure out what this young quarterback is going to be. The Tom Brady to 49ers thing is only going to keep halting when Trey Lance can actually play. You have to
4
eventually
years of
know
not playing
what you're going to
football.
get from him. So
That's fine, though. Because if you get Tom Brady, it's to win right now.
Definitely.
I understand, but then what are you going to know about Trey Lance?
If the Niners get Tom Brady, I'm trading Trey Lance, and Brock Purdy can learn under his.
And then what if he retires? You're back to no quarterback.
Yeah,
no,
but
Brock Purdy's still there.
He
That's perfect. That's
I thought
perfect.
you said trade Brock Purdy.
No,
Nah,
you
trade
trade Lance and you keep Brock Purdy
So
to
Brock's
learn
your
underneath
starter.
Brady.
But Brock,
After
no.
Brady retires.
Are
Maybe.
you not fine with
Maybe.
that? Are you not fine with that?
This
He
is
shouldn't. I'm perfectly fine with that.
this is the thing. This is why the 49ers should start Trey Lance. There's no doubt about it. He should, I think, of course, you have to have them compete. This is why the Niners should start Trey Lance. There is no way I'm starting Brock Purdy, trading Lance, and Lance becomes a star somewhere else. Because in this offense, given his skill set, he can raise the ceiling of it. I know Brock Purdy was really good. He's been really efficient. But he cannot make the plays Trey Lance can make. He's not as talented as him. And you have to bet on the talent in this instance. You have to. Brock Purdy's share price went down. It's at $7. Trey Lance is at $18. He's only going to go up.
Trey Lance is a steal right
Trey
now.
Lance is only going to go up.
Because
what if he gets traded to the Tennessee Titans with Mike Vrabel? You don't think Mike Vrabel will develop him into a star?
Let me ask you a question, though, because you've been the king of you get into the Shanahan system, you're just naturally going to play well because the system is just catered to quarterbacks. So you're telling me you're confident that Trey Lance leaves and becomes a star somewhere else? Wouldn't you feel more comfortable if he stays and is a star here? I feel
Yes.
like it makes more sense that, hey, it's Brock Purdy. He's already shown he's had success in this Shanahan-built offense that is basically bulletproof. Am I not?
No, you just, that was a little,
Am I not? Am I not confident that he can replicate that? I feel like I understand where you're coming from, but if we're gonna meet in the middle here, I feel that yes, it's possible that he can be a star elsewhere, but I have Kyle Shanahan, and Brock Purdy's already shown me he can be really fucking good in my system.
That is
better than
actually
Russ.
the counterpoint. The fact that Brock Purdy was so great this year with Kyle Shanahan makes me have that much more faith that Trey Lance will look amazing in the system too.
Coming around, man.
I've always been.
You're letting him
like
in?
this, man.
You're letting him in?
Come
For sure,
on,
right?
bro.
I don't
Okay,
have
cool.
any other Trey Lance guys here.
But I will
I'm
say,
definitely not a Trey Lance hater.
but I will
I'm
say,
just saying,
But
I
feel
like Brock.
in August, September, we were having debates.
Oh, me and you?
No,
or-
me and
no,
this guy.
absolutely.
Over
That's
Trey
why I'm
Lance.
wondering.
Yeah.
no, I was wondering why you were more high on him than Zach.
Oh.
Hindsight 2020.
Well, of course, yeah, of course. But if Zach Wilson was in Kyle Shanahan's system, he's a
Yes,
top 5
I'd
quarterback
be-
right now in the league.
Okay. I'd be higher on Zach
He's
for
top.
sure.
No, he's definitely top 10 in Kyle Shanahan's system.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
No doubt.
Riv, there's something interesting you said, and everyone has this opinion. I don't think it's wrong, but everyone says you traded 3 first-round picks for Trey Lance. You got to see him start. But it's also just a sunk cost at this point. Like, you already traded those picks. You're not getting those picks back. It's not happening. You traded all those 3 first-round picks, right? You moved to, 11, then you moved to 7-3, whatever they did a couple of years ago. But at this point, those picks are lost. They're gone. So I don't think you should look at it and say, we traded these picks. He was number 3 overall. We have to start him and see what he can when maybe there's not a better – I mean, I'm calling Tom Brady a better option than Trey Lance.
Yeah, right now, yes.
Right now, yes. But if it's over a guy like Brock Purdy, I could have that, that argument. But I think if the Niners have a chance to get a Tom Brady that really, I know he is going to be better than Trey Lance for at least this one season in this system, I feel more confident doing that and saying we traded the 3 picks to whatever. And on Mojo, the fact you get Trey Lance for $17, I know I'm kind of going back and forth here, but at the end of the day, Lance is going to get an opportunity to start, whether it's with the 49ers, the Titans, wherever. He was number 3 overall pick. We've seen him play 2 or 3 games. He has the physical tools. By all accounts, he seems to be a fine person off the field. No issues there. So he's going to get a chance to start, and his price is going to go up. The second we hear Trey Lance is the starting quarterback for Team X, his price is going to rise $5, $6, $7. So I think right now at $18, it's a great price.
But there is a chance, though, that if you possibly do trade Trey Lance, right, to another team, he can blossom. I mean, remember,
I wouldn't trade him.
No, I'm just saying hypothetically. Remember when Toronto traded T-Mac? And then he blossomed into a fucking dog. Obviously, NBA completely different.
Well,
but
NFL comparison, the Falcons traded Brett Favre to Green Bay.